couple of days ago. Yeah.
Ooh, this meeting. Why am I? Yes, I already said yes. Thank you.
I consent.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Yeah, do we have to behave since this is
A couple of days ago. Yeah.
being
Ooh, this
streamed?
meeting
On, why am I? Yes,
I mean,
ooh,
I think
said
we have
yes,
to behave
thank you.
some, but this is a very
I
adult
consent.
Ooh.
Okay, somebody has the live. Here we go. Yeah, do we have to
that?
behave since this is?
A couple
Who's
of days
doing
ago.
that?
Yeah. Okay, that's
That's-
creepy.
There's a delay.
Oh God.
Yeah, I had to turn the volume down on my because it's playing I guess I have to keep the YouTube on, but it's like it was playing it. So anyway,
Did you
weird
just
echo.
say the? Did you just say the YouTube?
Maybe.
You're old, Rob.
It's
You're
funny.
old.
Stevie's gotten into TikTok, like
Oh no.
and she's like explains them to me. I don't have time. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. TikTok's too young for me.
Yeah,
No,
TikTok's not my thing.
The main thing is well, I don't know. I'm kind of off of Facebook now, so like, I mean, I go on occasionally just to, but I don't have it on my phone anymore or anything like that, so I don't really check it very often. And I don't know really if I want to get involved with yet another new fangled technology.
there is some pretty funny content out there though.
There is
Like that
yeah.
toddler, the news anchor who did the like live broadcast about her toddler throwing a temper tantrum was amazing.
you,
And
you
it was
felt
just
that
what
one?
these tired parents really needed to see at that
Did that
moment.
one hit? Did that one hit close to home? Is that
It
what-
hit me all in the feels.
Man, we need to make a date to do something. Oh my gosh.
To do something to meet our child, maybe hug him at some point.
I know. Yeah, I know. I only hugged him when I babysat him that once. And then pandemic.
Yeah, it's kind of sucked a lot. Oh well.
I'm
get
renaming
there.
you guys here, by
I
the
know.
way.
Oh yes, that's right.
I already need. Well, you can. I might have misspelled
Oh, yeah.
your name.
Let's
That-
see.
Now that works.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah, there you are.
Yay!
Oh, okay. You just did.
We can't see your beautiful face, but we can hear you.
We're working on it.
Please hold.
What's going on with Pete? Did he say something?
Is asking
Asking
me
for
for
a
a passcode.
To join the browser. Oh no.
It should be included in the messenger link.
I'll send it to him again.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, includes the password in it. So I'll send him this and this should help him.
Yay!
And for our literally singles of people who might be watching, we're just getting everything set up and started here. We'll get going in a minute. There's Pete.
Yay, Pete!
Yay, Pete.
Well, we don't see Pete. I like Pete's new haircut, by the way. I don't know if we'll get to see it tonight.
Oh, it's
Well,
pointy and got little down bits.
see, look.
Oh,
yeah.
there's Pete. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're here.
Huh. Yay.
Wait, so we
Yay.
aren't all rocking the pandemic hairstyle?
Wait.
I
where
mean,
it's
that is a
super
lot
long?
longer than Pete's hair was before.
It is.
It is, yeah.
Hello.
See,
See, Pete. I like Pete's new haircut, by the way. I don't know. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Who has
Hearing
the
echoes.
YouTube stream on? Who has the YouTube stream?
who's got the YouTube stream going?
Yeah.
There's Pete.
See, I intentionally have my hat on to hide my like greasy. It's not greasy. It's just I don't know. It is pandemic hair.
Of course it is. I mean, this is just since, I don't know, October here.
you know, it's funny. We have a neighbor who it took me a while to figure out that I knew him because one day I just realized there was a guy walking around with really long hair and a big full beard. And I was like, who? he waves to me like he knows me, but I have no idea who it is. And then I realized, like, if I took all of that hair away, I know who this is.
Hmm.
Long hair's back in.
Well, that's what happened at the farmer's market the other week. I was like, that looks like Gretchen. That can't be Gretchen. She'd be here with Rob and Lincoln. Wait, that looks like Rob.
Eh.
Just let us know when you're ready to go, Dom, and we'll get started. Actually, at this point, maybe I'll kind of explain a couple of things here before we do get started. So for the two other people who are watching this beyond us, although this is going to be, this will be available if anybody wants to watch it, like, friends of Mike or, people who might just have an interest in this. This is the supernatural role-playing game that this group of folks, with the exception of Dom, have basically been playing together off and on for 6 years, is what we figured it out. And of course, Mike was a big part of that game as his character, Jack Roberts. He was there from the very beginning. In fact, I invited Mike to join us in that initial supernatural game, which was sort of the first game we played at my house with Gretchen as well, because I really enjoyed how funny Mike was when his Call of Cthulhu character had his leg ripped off by a surly Shuggoth. And Amanda was in that game, and that was pretty funny. So that was my introduction to Mike. Was the first session I ever played a game with Mike. His character's leg was ripped off by a tentacle monster.
And he took that like a champ.
He did. He was literally sitting there laughing about it. So I was like, okay, this guy's cool.
No, he didn't sit there in denial, at least. There's no, I didn't lose my leg. Didn't lose my leg. Nope.
He had a peg leg from then on out, actually.
Hey, it's Dom.
There's Dom's face.
There's
And-
face.
We've played other games in between, but we've always come back to the supernatural game. And we actually played one, I think it was in January of 2020 was the last time we had played. So it's actually been a year since we played supernatural, but we've kind of come back and played every now and then. Did I spell your name wrong, Gretchen? That's not how is that how your character's name is spelled?
Yes, but it's pronounced Megan.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go again. So what the Supernatural RPG is based on the television show. So there's actually two Supernatural RPGs. The one that we are playing is the one that was put out by Margaret Weiss Productions based on the television show that ran for 15 years. There's another one that was put out by Palladium. It's a totally different game. And this one holds that feeling of a kind of a television show in a lot of ways. And for those who haven't seen this group play together, which is pretty much everybody, there's a lot of inside jokes and things like that. So just get ready for that. We're going to start off the game, though, a little bit different than before because we're going to sort of do a little bit of a tribute here to Mike and Jack Roberts. Gretchen had the idea of doing a hunter's funeral for Mike's character, Jack. And so she is going to take the lead on that particular part of the adventure. And then we'll go from there, and I'll run us through a somewhat shorter scenario. Dom, you're new to the game, of course, so you're not going to really understand everything, but I think all of us know this game kind of like the back of our hands at this point. So it's really simple. It's a really, really simple game to play. So Gretchen, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you and we will get the game started.
Oh goodness, this is almost like a foray into GMing a little bit. That's a lot of pressure.
You're with us. It's safe.
And the two people watching on the live stream.
And you can just fake it, acting.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, everyone is currently gathered in a clearing surrounded by forest. It is cold out, and as we're breathing, we can see our breath in the air and feel the chill in our bones. And we've all been gathered today collecting up wood to build the massive pyre to place Jack's body on. For Megan, that sort of armor of sass that she's always protected herself with, you can see it's kind of faded. It's the glow about her, ready to snap at you with some snippy comment, is faded. She's dirty. She's not usually dirty, but her hair is kind of frizzed out. She's got dirt under her nails from cutting the wood. She looks tired, where usually she has that air of peppiness and that ability to pretend that everything is okay, as all of those years of customer service have taught us to put on, so that asshole customer can't see your weakness and go at you. And she's tired. She's really tired. She's been hunting for a while now, and she's always felt the camaraderie of her group. She's always known that everyone has had each other's backs, and there's a link missing this time, and it shows on her face. And as she stands there looking out at the fire as it starts to go, she glances over at all of her companions and people she knows and people she doesn't know that arrived to celebrate Jack and mourn his loss. And there's just this look that she can exchange with each person where she feels that loss of loyalty, but that bond of loyalty that Jack brought everyone. And in her hand, she reaches over and takes a swig of some rot gut that she found in the back of her trunk that Jack had to have either left there because he wouldn't be caught in her hatchback, or couldn't deal with her driving. She wasn't sure which, or if it was just Jack Roberts, who was always, carrying that bottle with him. And she takes a swig of it and proceeds to pass it over to Juicer. And just looks back at the fire and back at Jack.
So we're going to kind of play this, and Gretchen and I discussed this, we're going to sort of play this like a GM list style here. Anybody wants to add anything to the scene. But I think that Gretchen has passed it over to Juicer there. So.
And he takes the bottle, but doesn't take a sip. He just holds it down. And he's been quiet the whole time he was gathering wood. He just didn't say a word. And just carrying excessive amounts of wood as much as he can. Like he's trying to just burn that extra energy that he has. And you can see this giant 6'5" bearded biker. His face just has nothing. He's trying to be as blank as possible. And he's tired, just like Megan. He hasn't been around them in a while. He's been doing odd jobs to try to fill time, fill voids, fill whatever's been chasing him. And he still doesn't take a sip of what's given, but he looks at it and you just see him feel not 6'5". He feels small and helpless because nothing he could have done could have helped. And finally, he does take one small sip and kind of hits Theodora with it on the side and passes it to her.
Theodora takes the bottle, looks at it for a minute. She's also somewhat battered and dirty. She's not good in the woods and has done the best she could with collecting wood and helping to get things together, but her natural habitat is a library, and she's probably going to have poison ivy tomorrow, but that's okay. She takes a small sip, a very small sip, and cuts off a small lock of her hair and tucks it into the front of Jack's shirt pocket, and then passes the bottle off to Des.
Des is shell shocked. Doesn't even have a snarky comment for Theodore. He's thank you. Hadn't seen these guys for a very long time, but they were, we were always invincible. We got through everything, and it doesn't seem real. He's just in shock. His own flask is empty, and he's just sort of holding the bottle, not really sure what to do with it. He's all torn up from gathering wood too. And he just sort of holds it towards Mitch like he doesn't know what to do with the bottle. But he's sort of giving it, but not sort of giving it, like he can't let go of it.
Well, Mitch extends his hand out awkwardly, and because Des doesn't seem to be letting it go, it's kind of, when Des finally does sort of let the bottle, the flask go, he kind of fumbles a little bit spills on him. And Mitch has this feeling like he looks around as though he expects Jack to chastise him for having been generally an idiot around Jack once more, as Mitch was wont to do. And he looks around, obviously looking at the three of you the four of you who have spent a lot of time traveling with Jack, and then others who Jack spent some time with, like you see, gathered there is an occasional contact. Bobby Singer is sitting there near the fire, and he's just kind of has his hand in his hat. I mean, hat in his hand. Hat in his hands, and he's just kind of looking at the fire. And you see, Garth Fitzgerald is there. He's on crutches. And you can see his leg has all these pins in it. Looks like he might have recently shattered his leg. Looks in bad shape. He's kind of bruised up, and you can sort of see damage kind of all around him. And then he looks over next to Mitch, is a hunter that none of you are particularly familiar with, but one that you maybe heard Jack mention now and then, an old hunter buddy of his, Alexander. And Mitch takes another second just to kind of reflect on Jack as he's kind of like looking at him. And then he hands the flask over to Alexander. And Dom, I know you haven't played this game before, but if you wanted to say anything, I'll give you a chance here.
So Alexander just looks over at you, and he doesn't take the flask from you. He pulls one out of his jacket, just looks at you and says, I brought my own. You should all probably do the same. That's probably going to be us one day. And then he just proceeds to drink.
At that point, Juicer walks over to Mitch and takes the bottle and just takes whatever's left and throws it at the base of the pyre that's been built. Kind of walks off just a little bit.
And as we all stand there, some closer than others, and the fire explodes with the addition of alcohol that is probably melting our insides away, but never seemed to bother Jack. Megan looks over at Alexander and just doesn't say anything, but she knows that yes, this is probably how we're all destined to go at some point. But tonight, as this fire rages, there's a fire that begins to rage within each of us as we know that we need to get out there and find out what happened to Jack. For the moment, we just take these last few bits of time that we can to share companionship with our lost friends. Watching as the sparks drift into the air, as the smoke fills the clearing, hovering above us like some ghostly apparition, before we all finally turn around and head back to our cars with a new sense of determination to try to avenge our fallen comrade.
All right. And so as everybody kind of starts to move back to their cars and, people are kind of starting to say their goodbyes, the group of the five of you sort of find yourselves gathered together. Although Alexander, you don't know these other four, you have spent a lot of time hunting with Jack previously, and these four, had spent a lot of time hunting with Jack, and so the group of you share that kinship, and as Bobby Singer and the other hunters and stuff kind of start driving off, Garth Fitzgerald hangs back, and Garth is a slender man of average height, very slender. He's got a battered, beaten military coat, green jacket. You see the words Fitzgerald around it. He was apparently in the military at one point. And the nerdy Mitch Robbins is there too. And actually, why don't we take a second here and go ahead and do the descriptions of our characters. And I'll start with you there, Juicer, because you have a very particular look about you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been hunting a long time now. I mean, I'm thinking, and I mean, Juicer, he is now getting up there. He's 58, 59, and he is. I mean, 6'5", as I said before, and just he is an ugly biker. Very intimidating. But will we say smart group? I don't. He wants to be smart. He wants to be smart, and it works out. And it works out. He is smart in his mind. But reality a little different.
Is wise.
he is wise in the streets and wise with his knuckles. He is called Juicer for a reason of anybody he comes in contact with physically just kind of turns into juice. So, yeah. Giant, ugly biker.
All right. How about the not werewolf in our group?
Right. So Theodora is the stereotypical graduate student nerd. Blue jeans, flannel shirt, at this point all sort of dirty from having been completely in her unnatural environment. She's got those long, skinny fingers that are so good with a computer and so bad with everything else.
Oh.
She wears glasses. She looks like she's in desperate need of a haircut. Looks like she's always sort of a little startled by something that maybe she might be seeing, but that other people aren't necessarily. And she has that sort of restrained intensity that's like anytime she gets triggered on a thing that excites her, she'll just go off and go off and go off. And it's like everything, but she's just waiting for that next moment of when can I contribute my knowledge again? This is really all that I have. And she's not a werewolf at all.
All right. How about Megan?
Megan McGonigal, the angry, currently ex-barista, is a pale redhead with freckles, and on other days she wears an expression of, why are you talking to me? What is your problem? Slight sneer. And although not quite as sure on her feet as she should be, she is fairly sure with her wits. At least she would like to think so. And usually she's very obsessed with high quality coffee. It is one of the reasons she lives life for. But for anyone who might be walking by her car, you might spot an empty can of Folgers in the passenger seat, which she would not normally enjoy, but it is keeping her company these days. But there's a fire behind her eyes, and she's ready to go out there and do what she's got to do with her companions.
And Dez?
Dez looks a little haggard these days. Unkempt hair, unshaven. He's similar to Megan. He's dealt with the public a lot, but in the vein of bartending, DJing, concert promoting. So he's good at having the smile on his face to tell you what either you want to hear or need to hear. But in the past few years, there's sort of emptiness going in behind his eyes because of everything he's seen as a hunter. And he He's got a lot of sarcasm, and he is quick with the cutting joke. But he was pretty much the first one to stop regularly hunting with the group, so that sort of haunts him as well.
And what about Alexander?
So Alexander is about 6 foot tall, not skinny, but not big, if that makes any sense. Kind of like an average fit build. And if it wasn't for the fact that he's almost always in black jeans and a black leather jacket, not like a biker leather jacket, but just like a regular leather jacket, wearing a black shirt, t-shirt, sometimes a white t-shirt, shoulder length, straight black hair, brown eyes. He pretty nondescript, honestly, and always kind of has a look on his face where he just expects things to go wrong. He gets into his car, gets into his truck, and goes to turn the key, expecting it to not start. You know, it's just that kind of thing. And always looks like he just got off work, because he probably did. Doing multiple things. It's either oil or grease from a car, oil or grease from working as a cook in a restaurant, something of that type. And a lot of the times looks like he's probably had a little too much to drink, even though he's supposed to be at work.
And Mitch, of course, is a stereotypical video nerd. He's about 5.5 feet tall. He's pale skinned, dark haired, skinny white boy. He's got a Star Trek t-shirt on, jeans that are a little bit torn up around the knees, and he's got a merce hanging around from his shoulder. And at that point, kind of everybody gathered around there, and you're sort of having your own conversations, but Garth comes up on his crutches, sort of creaking in the over the hard ground. He says, boys, we should talk. He said, I can see it in your eyes. And he's kind of looks around the group of you, says that y'all intend on going after what done Jack in. Better you go in prepared. Said,
What do you know?
He says, well, I was with them. He said, there'd been word that there was a vamp's nest sucking the life out of the area somewhere around here. And you're outside of Lawrence, Kansas right now. That over about the past year or so, a couple hunters had gone missing. And you can see Mitch is nodding at that. He said, most of y'all were missing in action, so Jack and I decided to check it out. We were asking questions around Willie's Roadhouse, and on our way out, we were jumped in the parking lot. Coming to, he and I were tied up and gagged in the back of a van, driving along a bumpy gravel road. We stopped, and there was some sort of guard post or something where driver said that they had a couple more hunters for the boss's special project. I don't know what this special project is or who the boss is, but anyway, driving on, Jack managed to get himself free, and he untied me. Well, you know Jack, he's not one to use words when fists and crowbars will do. So he jumped the vamps. Van crashed, shattered my leg. It was chaos, but Jack managed to kill them both. The van was wrecked, so we had to hoof it through the woods to the interstate. Jack basically carried me the whole way, my leg being no good to anybody. Truck picked us up, and we got back to town and made it back to the Black Boot Motel. But I could see at that point Jack was in a bad way. And that's when he showed me the bite and handed me his knife. And at that point, Garth pulls out this hunting knife, long, serrated edge on one end, sharp, in a beat up old leather sheath. He pulls it out. It's got a bone handle with some pearl inlay. Looks old, but in good condition. He said, well, obviously I won't be joining you, but either way, I don't think it's my place to be keeping this. And he stretches the knife out between all of y'all for one of you to take it.
See Juicer shake his head.
Alexander will reach out and grab it. Yeah, Alexander will reach out and grab it.
All right, he nods. Mitch says, yeah, guys, like Garth said, there have been like some hunters gone missing around here, and you know, everybody was busy doing stuff. So anyway, you know, I know everybody
stuff. What's stuff?
like fighting other monsters and stuff. So
Missing. Why weren't we contacted? Told? Why don't you always contact us about this? Why weren't we contacted?
well, I mean, it was on the message boards on gorillawolf.net. You know, it's just, what can I say? And he kind of shakes it. He puts his head down. It's like, I should have.
And you see Juicer relax a bit too now.
He says, Jack, and Garth puts his hand up. He says, that crazy son of a bitch, you know, he's smarter than he looked, for sure. He I thought it was crazy when he took his phone and threw it into the woods as we left the van behind, but crazy like a fox is more like it. Our man Mitch here was able to ping that phone, and we know just where this vamp's nest lies now. And Mitch pulls a laptop out of his bag, opens it up, and types a couple things on his computer. And let's see here. And shares with you an image, Google Maps image of the area. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
There's the compound.
Mitch says, the phone is pinging just in the woods outside of where you see that collection of smaller white buildings, and I imagine that's where he threw it.
Oh. It seems like we can just burn the whole forest down.
That's a very Jack way to take care of them. I think he'd appreciate it.
Yeah, apart from
Nobody
the fact
else.
that what if they're nesting underground?
Thanks.
Theodora always stepping in with a logical comment. I like burning things down, but I don't think that's necessarily going to do it.
I mean, we could
Garth-
certainly burn them after.
I don't think vampires can dig.
They have shovels.
Wow. Yeah.
He just looks over at Juicer. Yeah, I've missed you, Juicer. Missed you.
Garth says, now, I'm not big one for hoping these days, especially at a moment like this. And he looks over at the smoldering pyre. He says, but there's also always the chance that whatever experiment this head vamp was up to might be needing that the hunters are kept alive. So there might be something worth saving there too.
All right, no burning. Fine.
Burning is always an acceptable plan B.
So what's your plan A, brains?
I'd say get a couple of drones with GoPro camera type things set up and use those to look around if at all possible.
I mean, isn't it near that time of month again, Theodora? Wouldn't you be able to, you know, sniff out anything?
I really don't think what my reproductive choices, I don't see that there's anything to do with that here.
Yes, because we're talking about your
Mm.
reproductive choices.
Yeah, Rob,
And
what
not-
moon phase is it?
And not your fuzziness.
It's a half moon.
Oh,
It's
good.
it's waning too, so you're fine.
Excellent. Oh, good.
How convenient.
Ooh. So drones, like the flying things that
Yes.
in like Desert Storm, like
Well, I was thinking more the civilian kind that you get at Walmart, but yeah,
buy those at Walmart now.
yeah, that was the,
I feel like Mitch probably already has one. And Megan looks over at Mitch. That seems like something you might have, Mitch. You could pretend you don't, but let's be honest.
I do have one.
Yeah, Mitch can't resist Megan.
Actually, I have 3, but I mean, only count one of them because the other 2 are like old tech now. I mean, like one is like a year 2000 and the other one's year 2020 and the other one's like a 2019 model. So I mean, like they don't have the kind of technical specs and controllability that my brand new one here has. In fact, if you want to take a look at it sometime, you and I, maybe we should go and have a cup of coffee and we could kind of discuss I could tell you all about the drones that I have. It's pretty fascinating stuff. I'm really excited.
All right.
Okay, so let's
We still have that
Where's-
pulse in the bullets
can
because
you,
I need a
Can you
bullet
show
in
us
the head.
now?
Yeah, let's just
are they
do-
etched?
are they etched?
Is he going to
Etched?
show you? Yeah, I mean, he might need to show you his etchings. Never mind. I'm old.
Oh yeah. Oh, he gets red face.
Well, should we get some rest tonight and start fresh in the morning, or do we want to start right now?
I'd
If we're going
rather-
for vampires, I think we want to do it when the sun is up.
Agreed.
All right.
And I look at Alexander and pull out a flask from my coat and asks if he's ready to leave the pyre. Just wants to take a couple more sips.
Still drinking out of my own. So
On you.
So what
Yeah.
hotel,
just look
motel
at
is
it.
close?
Yeah, I'm done. And I just start to walk back towards the truck.
All right, so you're going to wait till the next day to go?
Yep.
All right, so the closest motel is a Black Boot Motel, which is a Johnny Cash inspired hotel in the sense that it's the Man in Black cowboy kind of look about it. A lot of dark paint, dark wood, leather, bull horns, that kind of thing.
Juicer just sleeps on the lobby in the lobby of this hotel. He doesn't even get a room.
Yeah, Alexander's sleeping in his truck.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody bothers to move Juicer either when he passes out on the couch. It's just another round lobby. So
All right, so do you guys want to in the game, and Dom, you're not as familiar with this, but you know, Supernatural is a game that mimics the television show in a lot of ways. That you have scenes. So that ends this scene, and you know, everybody kind of checks into the hotel. The next morning, you can gather together. Anybody wanted to get anything overnight?
I just DM'd you.
Yeah, I got you. I love that.
No, Megan just needs rest.
All right, it's about 20 minutes outside of town. The ping that you have. Garth, of course, did tell you about the issues with the sort of gatehouse or guardhouse or something that they were stopped at before they continued on toward further into the compounds. And Mitch says that he'll kind of stay behind command post style, and he's happy to pilot drones for you if you need anything, and kind of send it to your phones so that way you have the data and everything like that. So what are you thinking to do?
I'm going to
Basically-
suggest to Mitch that he bust out the one of the older drones that he won't be so attached to, so that if it gets so that when it gets damaged, it can stay in there and keep on sending us as much information as possible.
When it gets damaged, what?
If buddy, if we don't want the newest toy to get damaged,
But
you know, those
why,
vampires.
why would they be damaged?
The vampires, you never know. I mean, we're gonna take good care of it, but at the same time,
Look, I know.
on the
Like,
off
I don't
chance.
want to you know, undermine what Garth said. I mean, he's a great hunter and all, but I just, you know, and I know it seems like vampires, but I just want you to consider the possibility that maybe it's shape changers. It could be shape changers. I've seen a lot of shape changers in my time, and a lot of times when you don't think it is, it's shape changers. Like, did I ever tell you about the time? Yeah, I was there.
yeah.
the barbecue restaurant?
You told us, but Garth said vampires. So vampires are much more likely. We've seen them more than shape changers. I think it was the one.
That's what you'd think.
Well,
That's what-
Mitch,
Pretty
if you're
sure
not
chopping
sure,
their head
But if
off
they're
will
shape
take care of
changers,
it.
then
No.
it's always shape because they can change into vampires.
you know, Mitch, if you're really not sure about it, I mean, you know, shape changers more than us. If you want, you can go, and I'll stay here and man the drone.
And I'll pilot the drone.
I love this plan.
I'm sure it can't be too hard. It's like Nintendo's, right?
he looks like
Okay.
his mouth falls open. No, you should go. I'll pilot the drone.
Right. Okay. So, what do we know about vampires as opposed to actual vampires versus the Hollywood flavor? I'm figuring Megan's right. Cutting the head off almost anything will stop it for, well, at least for a while. But what else? Steaks, holy water, garlic, probably not garlic.
Silver.
Maybe. Depends on which set of folklore you're looking at. Do we know? Have we?
Do we have any silver?
We
All right.
No, I don't. No, I do not have that.
So
Wait, didn't
while all this discussion is going on, Alexander goes into the hotel lobby and just starts eating some of the continental breakfast, even though he didn't stay there. And then he comes back out with like a bagel and coffee, and goes to the truck and he pulls out the that knife representation,
Nice.
and he's just carving a line into the side of his truck. And you notice there's a bunch of lines all over the side of the truck.
And you see Juicer walk up to the truck. Like he walks out of the lobby and walks up, like follows Alexander and looks at the truck and the lines, and he's like, you see him just kind of nod his head like, yes, yes. Then he looks over at his bike and you just see that connection of, okay, I like this Alexander dude. He's pretty BA.
Right.
And then when I'm done, I go back over and I'm starting to listen to the conversation.
All right. So you all. Okay. So what's the plan exactly? I mean, I know you've got a couple of things, but what's your plan exactly? Are you going to get close to the place and then send the drone up and sort of scout ahead? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Define
We need-
close.
We need a
I'll-
distraction from the
Within,
drone. What if they see- right? Like
I
if they-
can go ahead and drive down the road and maybe draw their attention, cause something to stir so the drones have something to look at.
That makes sense.
Could.
I don't
yeah.
even I don't even need to get out of the truck.
That'll tell us how
Okay.
many non-vampires or shape changers are above ground.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Let's all exchange contact information in case we. Yeah.
Mhm.
In case.
Text me later.
Oh, by the way, everybody gets a plot point for the Hunter's funeral scene. So everybody has 7 plot points now. You start with 6, so now everybody has 7.
don't have that many grid fins.
Oh, are you serious? Remember, you can have a max of 12, so you need 12
Hold on,
things.
let me start the 3D printer. Hold on. Okay.
All right, so the
Theodore,
morning.
Are you joining me?
What's that?
What was it?
Is Theodore, are you going to join me or are you going to go on your own?
I'll join you. It's probably
All right.
safer that
So-
way.
So when
Yeah.
you say to exchange information, Alexander pulls out like the cheapest like 7-Eleven flip phone,
That works.
and he just kind of opens it up and looks at it, and the number is literally written on the back of it, and he just kind of holds it up.
I add it to contacts. And
It looks
I hold up mine and I say, "Oh, so Jack got you your burner phone too?"
Yeah, don't bat an eye at the burner phone.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's my only phone.
It looks like it might have actually been bought from 7-Eleven. It's a 7-Eleven store brand, but it's
Yeah,
it's used one.
Yeah, it's got some like name you can't pronounce, like Yanzu phone or something, and it's yeah, probably stolen.
Off burner was even possible.
All right, so you start heading on out over to down the dirt road. It's cold morning. As you get in your truck, which by some sort of miracle starts up again today, and the group of you start heading in that direction. You take the interstate first, and then sort of a back road that's paved to a gravel road, and I'll kind of assume that the most of you stop at the gravel road. We'll say maybe it's like a 5-minute drive from there to where Alexander will be here momentarily. Let's see here. And so you start driving up there, Alexander, and let's see here. Now you have, let me just get your luck skill in front of me. What's it called now? It's like worse luck or
Oh yeah, I have hold on. It's called Rotten Luck.
No.
And
A level 2.
oh, so D8.
Yeah, it's twice per session
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
that you can make me re-roll something.
God.
Oh
This is
boy.
gonna be great.
Yeah,
All
when
right,
we said exchange
so-
information, we should have exchanged more than phone numbers.
All right.
If you knew the backstory, it'd make perfect sense.
Yeah, you're also dead broke too. So
Yes,
you
I
have
am.
you have a beater of a truck that you're driving right now.
But I do have a bagel and a cup of coffee, so I'm good.
That's true. You did steal a bagel and a cup of coffee. So you head on down the dirt road and it's kicking up dust behind you. And you all see him head into the trees. And it's not long before the thick forest covers his tracks. You can't see him any longer. Mitch sends up the drone. He's kind of laying back a little bit, but you can see all of you on your phones. You have like a live feed to it. He set up a private room via guerrillawolf.net that you all can watch the video off of, stream the video off of. And oh, thanks, Gretch. Our friend just had a baby. So that's kind of nice, actually. Good timing on that.
Yeah.
So the you start kind of weaving around here, and the road is not in great repair. Alexander, when you see up ahead, shack might be generous. It is fully enclosed, but maybe like an adult treehouse would be maybe like kind of how to put it, because
Is
a
it
little
like a
bit
big
up.
deer blind?
It is. That would be a good way to kind of put it, but it's not that high off the ground. It's maybe just like 2-3 feet off of the ground. And there's a couple of basically there's a couple of posts and like janky sawhorses that are kind of acting as a blocking the road up ahead. And as you start to approach, you can see a man jump down out of the. It's sunny too. It's the morning, so sun's light. It's out. You see a man jump out of the open doorway. There's not a door on the shack, and it's winter, so he's got a flannel on, cap on, jeans, boots. He also has a shotgun in his hand. And he jumps down, scraggly kind of beard. Go ahead and make a alertness plus perception check, and if you have sight as a specialty in any way, you can add that as well. And the difficulty is hard, so it's an 11.
I'm looking for my perception. Hold on one second.
This is just for Alexander. He's the only one there.
Yeah.
Okay, so got it. So I just roll the 2 dice and add them together.
That's right.
Okay, and I do have the
Kings.
asset danger sense.
Okay, this isn't danger.
Okay, just
I
wanna
mean,
make
well,
sure.
you don't need to roll a danger sense to know that approaching a redneck with a shotgun
right.
in the middle of the forest is dangerous. But this isn't the roll I'm making you make.
Okay,
is
just want to check.
not-
Okay.
yeah.
So I just roll the dice and add them together, right? That's all I did.
Yep. hmm
Okay, cool.
And your target number's 11.
No, I got a 7.
Okay, that's fine. He doesn't so much hold up his hand to make you stop, as kind of pulls the shotgun up. He doesn't aim it at you, but he puts the shotgun up and he starts walking towards you. Do you slow down the truck?
Yeah,
Slow
yeah,
down stuff?
yeah. Slow down. just like I belong here, or like not obviously not like a city kid or anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've cool under
Dang.
fire, so
Okay.
playing it cool.
All right. So he starts moving over towards the door to their truck, and he does a little roll down the window motion.
The window's already down. Yeah, my arms
Okay.
hanging out like country style.
You see now too. You didn't see it when you were walking up because you didn't make your perception, but you now see as you get closer that he's got a walkie on his
Mhm.
hip, and he moves over to the window and he said, "Boy, I think you've gone down the wrong road."
Well, I think you're absolutely true. No shit. I'm a little lost. I'm supposed to be doing a roofing job out here. Came from that crap motel down the road. You want a bite of a bagel? Anyways, can you tell me how to get back to the main road? Because I'm all turned around back here. Unless you
Yep.
got a roof that needs to get fixed.
Turn that truck around and
That's the plan.
head
but
on
would-
back the road. You see he reaches down, he holds a shotgun and he kind of cradles it on his arm, and he reaches down and he clicks the walkie a couple times.
Yeah. I say, yeah, obviously that's what I'm gonna do. I'll turn around right here, but do I go right or left at the split?
Do I look like a damn map boy?
Goddamn rednecks. You're the same everywhere. And I whip it around, like I hit the gas, skidding it sideways. And if he's got to jump out of the way, he's got to jump out of the way. If you don't jump fast enough, he just gets hit.
All right, awesome. So go ahead and make an agility plus drive check. I know you've got crack. Don't you have like the driving?
Yeah, I have born behind the wheel.
Born
truck.
behind the wheel, so you can use that asset as well.
So you said agility and what else?
Agility plus drive.
Drive. Okay.
And let's see here. Born behind the wheel. Let's see, gives you a you add that die to your roll as well. So you get your agility plus drive plus your asset die.
I got
We'll say this is a hard maneuver, but
okay, I got 14 total.
that's great. Yeah, you needed an 11. So I'm gonna make him an agility plus dodge actually here. Ability, I think that's athletics. Agility plus athletics dodge. And he has a let's see what I got here. D6 athletics. Holy fuck. No, that's not the right one. D2 agility. D2. I'm gonna give this. Wow, so he can't even do it. You smack him with the car. You hit him with the back end of your truck when you
Awesome.
swing around.
Sideswiping.
Dang.
Yeah, you sideswipe him. You see him go.
Nice.
You look behind. You look behind the behind you, and you see him go spinning off into the ditch on the side of the road, and you go spinning off. Meanwhile, the drone. You see, so the drone was kind of keeping an eye a little bit, but it once the confrontation between Alexander and this redneck started taking place, the drone moved down the road a bit, and you could see that at a certain point, three figures came out. So there's down in the area, which you couldn't really get from the overhead view, like the satellite map, but you're getting a better view of it from the drone. There's a big house, and it's like a big old kind of like colonial style mansion, like out in the middle of the forest, but it's all run down. And then there's three trailers, like three trailer home trailers, like single trailer home trailers. And then there are two look like real old like 18-wheeler shipping trailers, that are just like there, and they're all rusty and like they've obviously been there forever. But you see like the three trailers that had that are kind of like in the front yard, basically, of this house. A guy comes out of each one of those trailers, and they start talking to each other. They look armed. You can't really see great with the drone, but it looks like they're armed. You can see they're kind of looking in the direction of the road from like that would lead to where this area is. And you can see there's a couple of trucks also like parked out in that area right there. And then like they're just kind of talking. And then all of a sudden they start running to the truck.
The Alexander's truck?
No, to the trucks that are sitting there. Not to Alexander's truck
Oh,
either.
oh.
They're far away from where Alexander is, but they're in that thing. You can see them. You can see the figures like live, in the live stream of the drone video, all run to the truck. I mean, to one of the trucks. Two of them like hop into the cab. One of them jumps in the back, and they peel off.
I text Alexander that he's got incoming.
I can't get text messages on my OG flip phone, but that's okay though.
Well, crap. Do I get a failed message not received message?
I assume so.
Then I
Or,
call.
subject not located.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pick the phone up. If it
Yeah.
rings.
Oh, hold on, real quick.
Yo.
Theodora, make me a alertness plus tech,
Ooh,
and if you have computers,
yes, I do.
then you can take that skill. You can add that skill to it, and we'll call this hard 11.
Okay. Oh, no, I don't have computers. I've got research, but I do have tech.
Mhm.
And that is a 16 max
All right.
max possible roll.
Oh.
Whoa.
Nice.
So the trailers,
Good
the semi trailers they're not like giant rusty holes, but you do spot a couple of small holes.
Okay, so it's less
It's-
likely that they would be
It could be
vampire.
light tight,
Mhm,
like those could be patched from the inside, but to
gotcha.
your side from the outside, there's definitely at least some small holes like around the joints and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But
Okay,
no like giant big hole, like you
Right.
know.
Gotcha. Yeah, Alexander, you've got incoming at least two. You said 2 trucks, Rob?
By the way, Alexander, you get a plot point. That was a badass move.
That was,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what plot points do, but I'll write it down.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
Ooh.
going to explain plot points right now because we're starting to get into the action. Plot points are a way, you can use plot points in two ways. The first way you can use plot points is you can use them to help you with your dice rolls. For every plot point, you can add a D2 to your dice roll, an extra D2 to your dice roll. You have to decide before you roll. So if you use 2 plot points, you add a D4, 3, it's a D6, 4, D8, etc., up to a D12, and then it breaks down again to D12, D2, D12, D4, whatever. Also, the number of plot points spent is the minimum amount you can get on that roll. So if you spent 2 plot points to get a D4 added to it, then the minimum number you could get would be a 2. So if you roll the D4 and you get a 1, you still get 2. You add 2 to your score. Or you can use the plot points after you roll, but it's 1 plot point per point. So if you roll and you're like, shit, I'm 1 short, you can spend a plot point to bump it up and you make your roll. The second way to use plot points is you can change the environment around you to suit your needs. So you might say, here, like a good example is, I'm out of bullets in my gun. I find 1 more silver bullet in my pocket. I spend 2 or 3 plot points, and there's 1 last silver bullet in my pocket, and I plunge it into the chamber.
I
Or
got you. So it's like
Yeah.
Denny's and Savage Worlds.
I don't know Savage Worlds, but maybe. Okay, Amanda seems to think of it. Yeah, there's a lot of people who use plot point. There's the variations on this a lot. I encourage people to use them a lot. You can see I've already given out everybody's gotten 1, you gotten 2. And the more you guys use them, the more I give them out.
Well, you've seen my character. I'm gonna need them.
All right, so okay,
Right.
So, Alexander, were you driving back towards us?
I'm actually driving back towards the motel or the hotel.
well, everybody's kind of at the end of this.
right,
gravel driveway at this
but I don't plan on stopping where they are. That way, if they're chasing me, I don't lead them to them and be like, "Oh, hey guys," you know. Now, if they go by and something happens to their vehicles, hey, that is what it is. But I'm trying to lead them away because they're busy.
I'm gonna
chasing
say- I'm
me,
gonna
they
say-
can go in.
I'm gonna say it's about a minute later that you guys saw all the motion happening in the main area, right?
Mhm.
And then we'll say it was about another minute later that Theodora got the text message not to be sent. So it's been about 2 minutes since Alexander took off in his truck down a 5-minute road before he'll hit you. So there's 3 minutes before he'll reach you.
Right.
When your phone rings, Alexander.
Yeah, I flip it open. I hit like the speaker button.
Yeah, you've
It's
got
all
incoming.
crackly. Yeah, you hear
you've
it all
got-
stops rattling, like the truck's
Yeah.
gonna fall apart.
Yeah, 2 trucks, at least 3 people, all of them armed, coming at you.
Oh, I know. I hit one of them with my truck. I got a bunch of shit kickers following me.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. So, you want me to lead them away while you guys go in, or what do you want? How do you want to handle it?
Sounds like a decent plan. What do you think, Megan? Yeah, good.
I think everything's gonna go wrong no matter how we plan this. So let's just.
Well, there's no
That's
way my
always-
truck's gonna outrun them, so it's only a matter of time before they catch me.
Are you gonna be safe then?
Probably not.
Right. Okay.
So as I'm driving and I'm kind of juggling, like I got like the phone like in my shirt pocket on the speakerphone. I'm gonna have I'm gonna start like taking like a cloth napkins or something that I got from the breakfast, and I'm gonna start like trying to knot it up together so I can make a little Molotov cocktail out of a flask.
Lord.
All right, so
Okay.
you have all of you have 2 minutes now to plan. I'll give you each 2 actions to prep for.
So there's only one dirt road coming out of this kind of area, right? So they're all going to drive through that same
Yeah.
road, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, why don't we get off the road and into some cover so that they don't pass us and wonder, okay, so now there's 4 more people hanging out.
Right. Yeah,
And
let's
So
get-
we're sneaking in as they drive off. Well, I mean, what about Alexander? They're gonna catch up to him. Should disable their trucks somehow. Do we have?
That was actually what I was thinking too. How many knives do we have collectively? I've got 2. I'm sure you're good for at least 1.
What time of year is it?
Winter.
There could be or should be maybe some rotted wooden logs on the ground we can sort of toss on the dirt road.
How many
behind the
plot
bridge.
points would it take to have caltrops?
Or like one of those tire spike strip things.
There you go, a spike
Yeah.
strip.
I'd say for a spike strip, I'll say half a dozen, 6. But if for caltrops, I'll give it to you for 3. But the spike strip is a lot more guarantee. If the spike strip will work,
I'll kick in
the
2.
caltrops will be like a little less certain.
I'll kick in 2
3.
plot points.
I'll kick in 3.
All right.
I mean, I'll kick in the remaining 1, I guess. So there you go.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So you pop the hatchback, Megan, and there's a spike strip in the back.
It's a magic hatchback.
And
Very
I've named
popular
the spike strip Mini Me.
Hey,
Just throw
I
it
got- I
out
gotta-
there.
so,
Exactly
Theodora.
like you in every way.
what did those trucks look like that are chasing me right now? Can you see them? Like, what color are they?
One of them was a craptastic handmade camo job. The other looked like it started out to be silver, but is now mostly Bondo and Frost.
But only one of the trucks is coming after you, and it's
Oh.
the camo one. Yeah,
Oh,
the
there we go.
two guys jumped into the one cab, and then the other guy jumped into the back. They left the other truck behind.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay, so there's only one truck behind me
Yeah.
right now.
There was a
never
couple
mind. It changed my
of
plans.
a couple of trucks that looked drivable, but the one they only came out in one.
So what you're saying, I'm getting a new truck. Appreciate that.
So wait, is there enough time to throw out the strip after Alexander's truck goes
That
by?
was my
or-
hope.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay, so then of
Because
course
he
Megan
has
won't
at
throw it
least a
out yet.
1 minute head start on them.
Okay,
Cool.
then Megan will
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make Alexander do another drive check for me.
I'm down.
We'll say we'll do agility plus drive. We'll call it hard because we're trying to keep a pace on him. So it's an 11 on that.
I got a 7, 5, and a 1. So
Good enough. 13.
Yep, 13.
Yeah, you're got the phone in one hand and you're making a Molotov and driving and you're just zooming around.
And taking a bite out of my bagel, and I turn the radio up. I'm like, you'll hear me coming before you see me coming.
The coffee wouldn't be good if it weren't free.
That's
But
right.
because it's free, it's knives to sticks. I like that. All right.
So Megan pulls out the spike strip and then also hooks her tire iron into her her belt loop. Who's staying and who's going?
I'll stay.
Oh, I'm staying.
I'll help
I
with
guess-
the tire strip.
So I say, so what's the
All right.
plan? Coming in hot. I'm about a minute out.
You
As
get
soon
in
as
here?
you get past, we're disabling the pursuit.
Okay, so I guess
And we're
I'll
gonna
stop after I
smash
see
some
you guys
heads.
then.
What?
Go
Yeah.
a little bit further
Yeah,
so
don't
we can
just
get the
stop, 'cause
spikes out.
they'll be able to drive a little bit on their flattened tires.
Yeah.
So keep on going, but you're
Yeah.
gonna have plenty of time to get away.
Yep. So I will do that. I'll just keep driving.
All right. So, what is Juicer doing?
I'm gonna ready my bike. I'm actually gonna follow a little bit, just in case they keep following him.
Okay. Awesome. And then what about Dez?
Des is staying behind with Megan and Theodora, make sure the spike strip works and take care of anyone who stops to cause trouble.
Is he I love that, by the way, Greg. Yes, that's the answer is yes. What about, are you preparing any weapons or anything? I mean, you see like Megan's got her crowbar and others are you, but is Dez gonna do anything like that? Is Dez hiding? I mean, what are you guys kind of doing other than just standing out in the middle of the road, like waiting for these guys to come, basically?
Well, Megan and Theodora seem like they've got the spike strip ready. I'm gonna back up into the woods a bit with my my axe handle without the blade, and just get ready to whomp someone in the head if need be.
Yeah, I'm on my bike, just ready to go. So
All right, so all right, so the another minute goes by, and then you can hear the trucks approaching, and then you just see Alexander just burst out into your view again.
Yeah, and all you can
Like
hear
he's
is
eating
the
a
sound-
bagel.
Yeah, I'm eating a bagel, and all you can hear is like the truck rattling like it's gonna fall apart. It's like bad exhaust, like hole with like rust holes in it, just
Molotov and a schmear.
free bird blasting from some blown out speakers.
Awesome.
And he zooms by, and you go out, Juicer. You take off on your bike to follow
it's-
Alexander. Is that right? You're following Alexander?
I'm gonna wait till they come out.
Okay. And go ahead, Amanda. You.
As soon as Alexander's passed, I'm gonna grab one end of the spike strip so that Gretchen still has, or Megan still has the other, and dart across the road and hide in the bushes on the other side.
Good girl.
I have ridiculous covert stealth if need be.
I'm just gonna say, let's make a. I just think you guys could do this strip. You guys are all you're trained hunters. I don't really feel like this is that crazy, so I'm not going to make you make a roll for this. You guys lay the strip down across the road, and Alexander, what are you doing once you pass them? You can see them, like you can see in the dust of your rear view.
Right. Well,
Theodore run across the road.
Okay, so yeah, Theodore says she was gonna disable the chase or stop the chase. So when I go by and I try to look at my rear view mirror and I'm shaking around and I see her going darting across the road, I figure they're up to something crazy, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep driving for a minute, and in case that fails, they'll still chase me, I hope, because I don't know exactly what they're doing. So what I'm gonna do is I want to get, go past them and try to find a good place to hook back around. Maybe another couple minutes up the road.
Yeah, so once you get out of there, you're on the road. It's like it's a paved road. It's not. I mean, it's not like it's got traffic lines or anything like that. But
Right.
It's a paved road. All right, so you go zooming off, and about a minute later, this hopped up camo truck spurting out like black exhausts from pipes on the top that have been mounted to the top comes roaring up the dirt road, and there's a little bit of a cloud of smoke or dust left behind from Alexander, and you can see as they're approaching that there's two guys now on the back of the truck. Like one of them's kind of like hanging on. You can see like his clothes are all sort of torn up. He looks like he's kind of jacked up. The other guy's standing up, big muscular guy. They both have like shotguns. They're standing up in the back of the truck, and it zooms up. And let's see what happens.
Is it daytime?
It's
Did we
daytime.
do this in daytime?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We don't hunt vampires at night.
So they're not vampires.
No, these guys aren't vampires.
No, they're Renfields.
Oh.
No.
Let's see
Might be
here.
They can be
daywalkers.
killed easier then.
They
Yeah,
might be shape changers.
could be.
Might be shape changers.
All right,
Refer
so
to them as shape shifters, please.
Shape shifters, sorry.
It could be Faye.
Changers.
oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
All right, so the truck hits the spike strip, and it goes like you can see it as it's trying to get up onto the because it kind of turned right at the last minute to follow up onto the paved road. It hits it, and the tires aren't inflated, like they burst, and as it hits it, it like kind of wobbles back and forth and then flips. The truck flips, and you see the two guys in the back are just thrown from the back of the truck.
Oops.
Gosh, I don't even know how much damage.
So you just Theodore, you just hear me on the phone on the open channel. I was like, my new damn truck.
Yeah, you probably hear like a loud boom in the distance behind you. Let's see
All
here.
right.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely start to turn around.
Yeah, and before I act, I want to see how messed up these guys are.
And I shut off the bike and start walking towards the wreckage.
I'm gonna call this. Oh, shotgun does a D10 I'm gonna say it's a shotgun equivalent damage, and then I don't know, just a truck. I mean, God, I'll call it a D8. Right, one of the guys, the guy who was already, you could see he was injured. He doesn't get back up, but you can see the one guy who was thrown, like he pushes himself up, and he's got scrapes and stuff on him, but he doesn't seem quite like affected in the same way. Like he's like definitely getting up, looking pretty pissed off, and he's kind of like looking around. You can't tell what's going on with the guys in the truck. So let's go ahead and roll initiative here. You know what? I'm going to give you a round. Everybody's going to get a round, but let's go ahead and roll initiative, and that'll determine the order of initiative. Initiative is alertness plus agility plus alertness. I think, is that right?
And
Sounds right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I also have where's it at? Split second timing.
Nice.
Split summit timing. I believe that lets you draw your weapon without using a round. And let's see here. What else is it?
I think it said added to initiative, but I need to check it.
That might be.
This doesn't mess
Yeah,
with
it's
my
added to initiative.
Okay,
But,
that's the one that's added. So it must be
Yeah.
quick draw or whatever, something else. Yeah.
Trying to find
Your die is added to all initiative rolls, and any action that depends on reacting quickly to danger, like getting out of the way of a grenade. This trait applies to other rolls at the game master's discretion, but only if the roll is a measure of speed, not just one that benefits from speed. Yeah, okay, cool. So, Juicer, what you got? That's right, Juicer is not fast. What about Theodora?
13.
And Megan?
11.
And what about Alexander?
15.
Oh,
And Dez?
Also 11.
All right, Alexander, you quickly whip around and you start heading back. I'll let you be back next round.
Awesome.
Theodora, you are first. You know, you have sort of a full round before they even go.
I am taking that time to not be anywhere near that spike strip as stealthily as I possibly can. I'm a move in the direction of the farmyard area, but not so far away that I can. I'm not exiting the combat, but I'm moving away in that direction.
All right, do agility plus covert.
All right. Agility, 6, and covert. And if I'm inspecting stealth, can I add that?
Oh yeah, yep.
Excellent. I do two things well. I know things and I sneak.
You know things and you don't get hit by things.
That's what
Pretty
you do.
much.
You sneak and you know things.
Indeed. And that's going to be a total
I
of
know
15. That's a total of 15. IR sneak. God, I hope IR sneak.
Total of 15. Yeah, you're doing great. You blend into the woods.
I have a bottle of concentrated dough urine on me too if I need to deploy it.
I know you have a concentrated bottle of concentrated dough urine, and it's funny that I know that. Okay, so you move into the forest, and Megan and Dez, you go simultaneous. I'm gonna let you go first, Dez.
I am going to walk up on the dude who's not moving, and I'm going to take his shotgun.
Okay, you grab the shotgun. Just make an alertness plus perception check to see if you find it.
Alertness plus perception. All right, and what am I rolling against?
Average 7.
12.
Yeah, you got it. You find the shotgun. You pick it up.
During this turn, do I have time to aim it at the guy who's looking around to see what's happening?
Aim is actually an action.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I
you
can
know
go.
what? I'll let you because you didn't do anything else last round. I'll let you. So you were ready to move. You weren't dealing with the strip or anything like that. So, okay, and Megan.
The guy who's standing, I want to use my medicine first aid and see, is he not injured because there's something more, or did he just get lucky?
I think that's an easy one. So go ahead and do your intelligence plus first aid. Medicine first. Medicine. I wouldn't say this is first aid. Well, I guess. I'll let you use your specialty. I mean, you
13?
basically, yeah. It was easy. Like he's definitely shrugging off wounds that an ordinary person wouldn't necessarily shrug off.
Does that use up my whole action?
Yeah, I'd say so because you also
Okay.
threw down the strip. And then what about Jusa?
Well, he started walking towards the flipped truck. Like he got off the bike, walked towards the flipped truck. So he's moving towards the dude that's standing up. And as he does, you see him, like as he lifts the bike, he pulls out the chain from his saddle bag. And it's been modified a little bit to where the chain links are actually different colors a little bit, and some of them being what looks like silver and some a little darker metal like iron. So there's alternating chain links on it, and he is walking towards the dude with the chain like ready. So I don't know. I don't know the distance. I mean, we don't normally do like movement.
No, you can attack if you want.
So I mean, if
Yeah, I mean, he's getting himself up. He seems like he's looking for something.
yeah, I swing the chain when I'm about 4 feet away, so that'll give me enough clearance to maybe wrap around a neck or something. I aim for the top part of the body, not quite targeted.
Yeah, so I unfortunately, it is agility plus melee weapons. I know you're a big, strong guy, but it's agility plus melee weapons for your chain.
Okay, and I have chain as a specialty.
Specialty, hell yeah. Okay.
And so 3, 6, and so okay. Wait. Hold on. So agility, I roll 6-sided. Melee, I roll 6. The chains is 2. What does that mean?
So
again?
instead of a 6 for the chain, you roll a d8.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So you roll a d6 and a d8,
So
and it's a I'll give him an 8 defense
ooh, okay.
because he can look around, and it's a 3 as your target number.
I'll take 11.
All right, so it's 8. You do 8. You do 8 basic damage plus the damage of your chain. What's your chain do?
Chain does 4.
Okay, so a d4. It's probably basic damage as well. So
And that's a 4. Okay, take it.
so that's 12
Yeah, I
basic
think
damage.
It's basic. Yeah, it's got to be.
All right, so you pound him with the chain, and you just see this, like, it's like whack, and you can hear like bones crunching and like just this ripping and cutting across the guy's body, the redneck's body. You know, like there's a big burn mark like across his beard and his neck and across his chest. His jacket, which was all like torn up anyway. But you see like you're like, man, like how is this guy still standing? You definitely hurt him, but didn't quite hurt him as bad as maybe he should have been hurt, you think?
kind of look at him questioning. I noticed the burn marks.
Oh wait, what am I talking about? No, that was enough.
Wait.
Yeah, you kill him. Go ahead and
Oh.
describe your kill. My math was bad. I was taking the damage that he had taken from the truck, the other guy from the truck, so I had my numbers mixed up. But he had. Just go ahead. Yeah, you killed him.
Okay, so I aimed for the top of the body, giving enough. Like I was close enough to give enough room for a little bit of a wrap around of the chain, and it actually wraps top of his neck and comes out from under, his arm and kind of grabs him and whips him a little bit like in the face. That was a nice little slap with one of the silver chain links at the end. And as it wraps, I pull him down and just kind of use my leg to step on him and pull the chain up at the same time. So
Nice.
Juicer has been hunting a bit on the side solo. So
I would say so.
he's been running from what he does not comprehend.
So
Everything?
Let's see here.
Yeah. As I said, that's a lot of juice.
Oh, that's a good tagline.
All right, so he falls. And we're around to the next round. You see that the guys who are in the truck, in the cab, push themselves to their feet into the ditch, out of the ditch. And now we're in traditional initiative, and Alexander is first at 15. You come roaring back, Alexander, and you see the scene. The truck has flipped over into the ditch. You can see Juicers like kind of standing right at like the edge of the road, chain kind of dangling at his side. You don't see Theodora. Dez is standing over there too. He has a shotgun in hand. And Megan is standing nearby as well. Kind of just
So-
looking at the scene.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull the truck up and say, "Hell's going on?"
You see the guys kind of pulling themselves out of the truck, like standing up.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do they look like they're armed?
Oh yeah, they look like they have shotguns.
I'm gonna go run them over.
All right, so you're just gonna pound your car. Okay, so I'm gonna do make you. You're just gonna run right into the truck. So make it. This is gonna be a hard truck driving skill. So agility plus drive, and you can use your truck bonus.
I'm not in the way, am I?
No, you're not. Nope.
I mean, that depends on how good I roll.
Everybody actually specifically mentioned that they were going for people not in the truck. So all of you kind of steered clear of the truck and went for the guys who were thrown from the truck.
Oh, good.
I got a 16, a 9, a 5, and a 2.
Nice.
Go ahead and re-roll that one, Dom.
Oh,
Not a
crap.
problem. Hey, let's get it out of the way early. All right. 8,
One
a
of-
5, and a 5, and a 4.
Oh
So
my
17.
god. Oh, you did even better.
It's like the best roll I have on my character.
Nice.
So 17. 3. Yeah, they're
So the-
dead. They're dead. I mean, you just plow into them with your car. I mean, with your truck.
Got the deer bars on the front, just smash.
Oh, yeah. Gretchen just pointed out. Gretchen, why don't you explain this here? Because this is something that we want to add to the game.
No, I want you to, because you tweaked it, so you do it.
So Gretchen and I were discussing this, and we wanted to add a new mechanic to the game in honor of Mike and his character, Jack Roberts. So we thought of the big balls bonus. And if you do something crazy generally combat related. You can take the big balls bonus. And I was going to have it be a step up with the rolls. It's step up all your dice. And but I mean, at this case, I think you would have gotten it, Dom. But I think Alexander adequately plowed over.
They shouldn't have brought a gun to a truck fight.
However, you
Truth. That's
however,
true.
you not only ruined your truck, but that truck.
It's okay. I can fix it. That's the other good roll I can do.
And so, yeah, there's just did you have your seatbelt on?
Probably not, honestly. Well, if I knew I was going to ram them, then I probably would have put it on.
Does your truck have seatbelts?
I don't know if they work though. That's up to him.
I would say it would work. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, I mean, if I was like purposely ramming them, I would have put it on. But just driving around like when I was running from them, no, absolutely not.
The dead broke skill has a really specific mechanical thing, and it's not that.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, you
But the bad
put your
luck skill-
seatbelt on. Yeah, bad. That's why you had to re-roll that one.
Yeah.
All right. So all of you see this. You just see the truck just go like crash into the side of and just one of the guys was on that side, and he's just a bloody splatter on the side of the truck.
Was.
In fact, Dom, why don't you describe what happened exactly? I'll give you.
So it's like, do you remember that scene in Fast and Furious? If you saw, like, I think it was like the 20th one, whatever it was, and they're
Which
coming out of
one?
the cave, and he smashes into that drug dealer with the F-bomb Camaro. I don't know if you guys remember that. Anyways, so they're getting out. They get their guns. They turn like they're gonna do something really cool, like, yeah, we're gonna start blood. And then all of a sudden, this truck just kind of comes out of nowhere, jumps off the side of the road, and just smashes them, and then pins them to the front, and they just kind of flop down onto the hood.
Nice.
And then like the truck like kind of diesels out. It's like tut, 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 tut. And then I'm like, shit. I got to try to start the truck again.
I'm gonna give you another plot point for that one because that was awesome. In fact, I'm gonna give you another Juicer. You get a plot point as well for your chain kill. All right, so Theodora, you would have been next. You see from where you're hidden in the forest. You can see the whole scene, and you don't see anybody else. And you just kind of glance down at the screen of your phone, which you kind of had by your side, and you can see that the drone is still filming the compound area, and there's not been any additional movement.
Awesome. I make my way back towards the rest of the group, hold up the phone with the screenshot of it. Now seems like a pretty good time.
Well, as the guys are sitting like smashed in between the trucks and they're on the hood, I just kind of like lean out of the window of the truck and like, hey, Juicer, you want to check them? Make sure they're done.
Hey, check for keys while you're at it.
Oh, like I got a time. Sure. And he just goes over and plunges his hand into whatever mush.
The wet pockets of squish.
Looking for whatever might help Theodora. Yeah, so I'm rummaging in the juicy mush. And as I'm doing this, I kind of lean over Alexander, like yelling back in the window, yeah, they're good.
Okay, I turn the windshield wipers on and just kind of.
God.
Hey, Juicer, but for us, it was Tuesday.
What?
Okay, everybody make me a intelligence plus lore.
Ooh.
And if you have to have a specialty in vampires, you can also add that, obviously. But
No,
I
research, but not vampires.
Actually
Okay.
have lore. I forgot.
Intelligence is
10.
Surprisingly not bad because I actually do have lore, believe it or not.
pretty much everybody should have lore, even if your character's kind of dumb, because you're all veteran hunters at this point. So
I feel targeted. I feel attacked.
Do you not have lore, Juicer?
No, I do, but I rolled a 1 on it, which is
Oh,
I got 8, but I don't know what the difficulty is. So
I got 14, so anything I learn, I'm going to tell Juicer.
Well, one of you is going to know this. It's just whoever gets the
7,
highest.
8,
Yeah.
9,
come on, Theodora.
15.
There you go.
there it is. Somebody with the lore.
All right, so Theodora, it occurs to you that there are now 4 dead bodies around here, and you reminded that actually dead man's blood is poison to
Oh,
vampires.
yeah. Yeah. We should collect some of this mush.
I mean,
Preferably the red kind.
my
There she
character saw
says that,
Interview
I
with the
just-
Vampire once, so he has lore.
As she says, "Oh yeah, we should collect some of the blood." I hold up my hand like full of mushy chunk
So I
like this.
Yeah, but preferably in more portable.
Yeah. How many plot points would it take to have? How many of us are there?
I'm going to go
5
very.
syringes.
I'm going to go very poetic and use Jack's empty bottle of Rotka to collect some.
There you go. For that matter, I've actually got a first aid kit, so I hopefully have at least one syringe in there.
so Rob, this is what I'm gonna do. Once they relay this information, I'm just gonna get out and just kind of wipe the blades of all my knives, the throwing
Nice.
and the stabby knives, with the blood. Just so
Awesome.
they're coated in the blood.
Ooh.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna get back in the truck and try to crank my truck up so I can put it in reverse
That's
and
a good
get my truck out
idea.
of there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
going to, shotgun shells.
Go ahead and do your let's do intelligence plus mechanic skill.
Awesome. I
And
have that.
And if you have anything specific like trucks, you can
I do.
add that in there, and we'll say this is pretty formidable. I'm going to say this is a formidable task to get your truck that you literally just use as a weapon to kill.
Yeah, because so I have Born
You're-
Behind the Wheel truck and I have Gearhead.
So-
Nice.
Only get the gearhead though, because a board behind the
Okay.
wheel truck is a driving
Is it
skill.
driving?
Really.
Okay.
Gearhead, I don't know exactly what that gives you.
It is. I actually have the book somewhat pulled up here. Gearhead says. So I apologize in advance for not knowing all this stuff off the top of my head. It
Okay.
says, you said it's out here. Oh, got it. It says you've got a way with machines, whether it's a car engine or some kind of household appliance. You know how to fix it when it's busted and why it works when it ain't. Your trait die is added to actions that involve mechanics, including operating them. This trait does not cover electronics or computers. For that one, you
Perfect.
use tech expert.
So yeah, add that then to your skill.
Okay. And it's like
And-
super hard difficulty?
It is. It's a 15.
It's
Is
a
this
15?
where we
Ooh.
is this where we can help each other? Because I mean, Juicer has he understands. He's part mechanic. He's got mechanic.
Hmm.
Can I
And
contribute?
you can throw in a couple of plot points before you
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, I definitely
there
want to
an aid
plot
another?
point this.
I think I would actually do an aid another sort of thing in this situation here because Juicer has it. Let's bump that into we'll bump up one of the dice 2 steps. So let's say the intelligence bumps up 2 steps.
As he's trying to turn the engine, I'm still right there with the bodies. I can hear the engine really well. Oh, that's so and so
Okay.
part that needs to be.
And you said for every plot point it's a D2?
That's right. If you determine it before you roll.
Okay. Let's see. Should probably
This
use
truck.
one. I'll use 2.
If this
I'll use
truck
2
is wrong,
2 plot points.
Okay, so that's a D4.
So that's 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 3 is 12 plus 3 is 15.
That's what you needed. All right.
Awesome.
I thought you said 16. I was gonna say, could I spend another plot point?
You could have. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, like somehow you and Juicer managed to get the truck going again. It's like it's needs body work, but the truck somehow the
State of
the
the
tires aren't popped and
it cranks up, and I just look over. I'm like, Thanks, Juice. That thing had reversed it.
Is
Get
it,
out of
is
there.
it stealthy anymore, or does it like screech when it?
It
drops?
already it screeched before.
Yeah, it
No.
wasn't stealthy before. What are you
No.
talking about?
No, absolutely not.
It might actually sound better now.
It might.
Oh.
With that roll, it might.
It purrs.
That was
no,
a bumped up die and 2 plot points, and I just barely made the roll.
that's a hard. I mean,
Oh.
15 is really. That's about as hard as it
Yeah.
normally gets, like with normal stuff.
While they're doing that, I put the tire strip back in Megan's hatchback.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Never know.
Good idea.
All right, so moving to the next.
well,
Let's go ahead. Yeah.
Did Juicer, did anybody look for keys? Did we actually get to looking for keys?
Yeah.
or-
Did I find anything while?
Yeah, you found several sets of keys, but there's one of the guys, the guy who was the driver of the truck, had like matching keys. So you figured probably like each of the trailers, and then he had like another set of like house keys. And the
Hey,
truck
Rob?
keys and everything. Yeah.
Is it a gas or a diesel truck?
It's up to you.
Okay, well, I have a gas truck, so if it's a gas truck, I'm gonna siphon some fuel out of it
You're such a
because I'm
you're
broke.
so
I gotta have
broke.
gas. I'm
It's like I know we have to kill these vampires and all, but
I'm filling the tank up, man.
and before we cut to next scene, like I saw Alexander like coat his knives in the dead man's blood, and you just see Juicer kind of look at Alexander, and like he's kind of like starting to get giddy about this person, like he's really a badass. And Juicer just takes his chain and like runs it through one of the mushy bodies and coats it.
to be fair,
I'm very God of War.
also
dude.
had blood on it too. But the
More blood though.
yeah, more. I'm assuming you dipped Jack Roberts' knife in there as well.
Megan's gonna dip her weapon in there, her tire iron. But Megan also wants to collect up the dead guy's cell phones because she wants to see if there's a common number that they've all called that might help lead them to
Oh yeah,
someone.
can I take a walkie-talkie off that guy?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure any of them have cell phones, but they have. There's a couple of walkies. You find 2 walkies.
All right, then I guess I'll grab one and Alexander can grab the other.
Yeah, I'll pick it up and look at it, and just hand it to Theodore. I'm like,
Okay, I'll take it.
So you go to Alexander. You go to coat Jack Roberts' knife in your hand,
mhm.
and like as you do, you feel like the knife feels cold, and you can feel like a it's cold outside, but it feels like colder, and you can feel like kind of like a tingling cold up your arm as you're like when you like pull it from the sheath and you're like coating it in the blood.
Feels weird.
Definitely has a sense of like, if you have a sense of feeling like a presence when you do that.
Okay, I coat it and I put it back and I just kind of shake my hand out a little bit, just kind of get out the gremlins.
All right, so let's move to the next scene then. So I'm assuming that you're moving towards the main area. And how are you doing that exactly?
Well, I'm driving the truck. It's an old school bench seat single cab truck. So there's room for 2 more in the front, and anybody else who wants to get in the back. We got a guy on the bike. I mean, it's up to you guys, unless you guys want to drive your own cars.
There's a hatchback too.
Yeah, Megan's
I mean,
taking
is
her.
it like a Wayne's World kind of situation hatchback,
No,
or is it like
no,
a?
of course not.
the
Megan would not
Megan-mobile.
be. She would not be caught in a Wayne's World hatchback.
It's a Ford Focus 5-door or something.
Is it like a Golf GTI, something cool like that?
No. I don't know. I haven't put that much thought into it, but it's definitely not going to be a Ford Focus because I hated our Ford Focus.
Like, is your character like a hipster?
You could kind of put her that way, but now
So,
she's
like
kind of
a
worn down.
like a Volkswagen Scirocco, like a
Pretty
little
much.
sporty Volkswagen hatchback from the
Wasn't
90s.
it like it was bright green, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
Did
Yeah,
that one get destroyed though? I feel
it
like
was.
one
So
of them.
this has to be another one.
Plot points. It's back.
Well,
Hold on, I've
Yeah.
seen this movie.
all right. So yeah. So what are you doing? I mean, how are you approaching it? Like, what's your plan?
I'll hop in the back of the truck.
Unless somebody has a better plan, I was just gonna drive there.
Yeah, according to
What
the
if what if we do the same thing? What if we keep luring them out like little rabbits and keep hitting them with your truck?
I'm fine with that. I think
your
she
truck
could take
might
it.
not be fine with
I
that.
mean the
After a
spike
while.
strip's still good, right? I mean we could just take them out like 3-4 at a time.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Question is,
Alright.
how are we gonna lure the rest of them out?
I think the
Yeah,
bigger
just-
problem is, what if somebody comes down that road and sees that accident out there?
Rob, can I look at the dirt road or the main road and try to get some kind of an estimate as to how heavily trafficked it is?
Not heavily trafficked.
Do we set it on fire?
I mean,
Yes.
I mean, technically, that's always an option.
there's probably like a couple of cars. There's probably a couple of houses out here, down this road. But like, the kind of people that live down this road are the kind of people that don't really want people coming to visit them all that often anyway. You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of road that's not really on the map. You just kind of find like you don't accidentally come down this road.
I'm thinking if no one came out to check on the sound of the truck flipping over and then two people exploding into juice, we're probably not going to deal with a whole lot of curiosity.
Other option, is there a ditch?
They're in it.
I thought the truck ended up in a ditch.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Then,
Like
yeah,
the road is kind of, I don't want to say ditch, but like the road is raised a little bit, so there's like a ditch on
Right,
either
there's
side.
like a little embankment.
Embankment.
Excellent.
Embankment's probably a better word. Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Then the truck is where it
All
needs
right.
to
Well,
be.
then let's. I say we go to. I mean, we came here to go in, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
why we're here.
Yeah.
Came here to go in. According to the drone footage, I believe we were
Still
told there was
nothing.
no other activity. So
What time of day is it?
I would guess still morning.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, like it's no later than like 11. It's still
Alright.
early in the day, 11, maybe
Yeah.
noon.
Okay.
Yeah, that plan went smoothly. So it didn't take too long.
Actually, you're right. It
Yeah.
really did.
Which terrifies me.
You guys are talking way too much shit, way too
Yeah.
early in the session.
So
Nothing can go wrong in here.
yeah, I say let's get a move on.
Yep. We burn in daylight, gentlemen and ladies.
All right,
Right,
I hop in
so-
the back of the truck.
Manly.
Very manly. Yes, very, yeah.
And I'm just
still-
thinking to myself, how amazingly trusting that after all the stuff I just did, somebody's actually going to ride in the back of my truck.
Oh, I'm like Juicer is totally enamored by your badassness.
Yeah, and Juicer's intelligence is like housefly level.
High.
So
It's high.
I mean,
Right, so you head on into the main grounds, and you can see that the as you kind of approach, there's the kind of this clearing in the center. It's sort of, you can tell that this is the area where people move about. There's the two rusted out, mostly rusty tractor trailers, and then there's the three like sort of trailer houses, kind of ramshackle, built around this kind of open area in the center. There's like rusted old cars and stuff here and there, and old farm equipment here and there, and then you can see the big colonial house. Sort of at the back of the property. It's real, like I said, it's really old. It's it's all like kind of old, like the paint is all faded, chipped. There's a couple of pillars like sort of at the front, and they're all ramshackle, and the roof is kind of half fallen apart. The center area though definitely looks like people have been walking around here kind of regularly. But there doesn't seem to be much going on. In fact, you can actually, as you're kind of getting closer, you faintly hear the little buzz of the little. Actually, you know what? Nah, you don't hear it but you can look on your video and see what the drone is shooting as you kind of move into the area. Mitch doesn't have a drone. His drone doesn't make noise. It's quiet.
The better to creep on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna text Mitch to move the drone
Which makes you
behind the house. Yeah. I'm gonna text Mitch to move the drone behind the house, like at the back of the house, just to make sure that there's not anything like a storm cellar or an obvious basement access.
Yeah, so like you move around to the back, and there is a storm cellar you can see in the video. Okay, make another intelligence plus tech roll, and all of you can do this because you all have the video, so anybody can do this.
Tech.
Get this.
10, 15, 16.
2.
Yes. Never ask me to do anything physical.
Rolling
I
good.
can't.
10.
Say this is hard, so anybody that gets 11 or higher will see it.
What am I rolling? Sorry to relocate cats.
Kitties.
You're rolling intelligence plus tech.
And this is for what exactly?
This is to notice something on the video.
What am I trying to beat?
I can't get video on my phone, so I don't think I should roll this.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I got a 6.
I would say it's a hard, so 11. So
See, the reason I
the-
missed it is because the truck is bumping.
yeah,
That's
it's
why.
too bumpy.
No.
So Theodore, you notice that there is a what looks like it would be a storm door,
Mhm.
but like there's something odd about it. Like it kind of looks like partially bricked over and like sealed. Okay.
That's interesting. I wouldn't expect that from a vampire house. Except maybe I would. I pointed out to the others just in case.
Yeah, it's hard to see that. Like the details are murky, but
Right there and right
Plus the
there.
truck
and
is
that looks
bumping.
like it's been, yeah. So the question then becomes, do we try to take out the rest of the humans first and then go after the vampires at our leisure? Try to free the hunters if they're still available to be freed? Or try to sneak past the humans and go directly after the vampires?
I look
I
like
got
I
no
can
clue.
sneak.
Do we look like we want to sneak?
Fair enough.
It's possible.
I mean, if there's hunters there, they're going to be too weak to help us at this point. So let's just do what we got to do, and we'll help them later.
Sounds reasonable.
So
Yeah,
I want to park the truck in a way where it's facing like leaving. You know what I mean?
Like ready to go.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
escape.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Now on the video, besides the storm cellar that's partly bricked over, how many actual entrances do we see for the house? Is it one in the front, one in the back, just the one in the front?
Well, on the video, it's really hard to see any entrances because you're looking at it from overhead. But from the courtyard area, you can see that there's like the front doors, and it looks like all of the windows are boarded up.
There were 3 like trailers, like tractor trailer, like shipping containers, or
There's 2 tractor trailer,
2? Okay.
yeah, and then there's 3 like living trailers, but there's like 2 tractor trailer trailers there, and they're kind of rusty. Doesn't look like they've been in use for a while. In fact, as you kind of drive up, you can see one of them is like open, and there's a bunch of like old wood and farm equipment and random sort of storage stuff in it. But storage is kind of an overestimation, maybe an over exaggeration of terms. It's more like random crap was put in there, never used again, until it got too full to put more random crap in there that was never going to be used again.
Could there be some old holiday Christmas decorations in there?
There could be.
Oh my.
We're not fighting Krampus, folks. Okay.
Are you sure?
That we know of.
It's true.
This
I'm pretty sure
Krampus
we have a
could be a
date with him
shapeshifter.
later down the road.
Yeah, I think we
we got about 3 years till we run into them again.
You know, that's actually kind of funny because Krampus, it was 20 years that he would return.
Oh, was it 20? I thought it was like 6 or 7. Okay, never
I
mind.
thought it was 30, but I could be real wrong.
Oh, we're good.
I feel like it might have been 7
Okay.
or 6.
I got a plot point that says it's 30.
I got a plot point that says it's 6.
That was a fun game. That was the second session, I think, of Supernatural
so.
we ever played.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was early.
Good
All right, so
times.
trailers are just they're not holding shapeshifters or vampires.
No, but the live-in trailers could potentially have some. But the doors are closed now. They're kind of ramshackle, but you know they're you know there's no particular accoutrements. They have windows that you know you could potentially look into. They've got shades, but you know you might be able to kind of creep on those. The doors have you know kind of hanging screens, screen doors on them. They're just sort of you know old, but they're newer than a lot of the stuff here, but they're still probably 10, 15 years old, and they're not like the nicest trailers ever.
It's probably worth checking out just to make sure that there's nothing there or no one there.
Hmm.
The house is completely like blacked out, right?
Yeah, it's boxed. It's like all the windows are boarded, and there's only that one door that you can see.
I feel like if any vampires are hanging out, they're staying in the cozier spot unless they're.
Hmm.
I'm
Not-
gonna look. Are there obvious electrical lines running to the trailers?
Mm.
Call.
Yeah, I guess there would be electrical lines going to the trailers.
Are there
Both
any going to the
trailers?
house?
Yeah, as old as the house is, does it also have electrical lines?
Yeah,
going
it
to
looks like there's electrical
Okay.
to the house.
Like legit electrical, or their extension cords going from the house to
the trap house?
I would say it's legit electrical. I mean, it's not like, you know, fiber optic cabling or anything like that, but it's like normal electrical stuff.
And there's electrical going to the one trailer that looks like it's just full of junk.
No, they're not
Okay.
going. They're not going to the truck trailers, just to the house,
Okay.
live-in trailers.
I'd suggest we look through the trailer trailers first, but I'll go
Okay.
with whatever the group wants.
I
I
think
agree.
it would make sense because if the people that we just juiced are working for said vampires, it's perfectly feasible that there's some surveillance gear in here. We might get a visual of the inside of the house before
Yeah.
we go inside the house.
All
Or more
right, so at that point, a door to one of the trailers opens,
Uh-oh.
Oh fuck!
and a man, he's got like he's wearing a bathrobe, and you know he's got a scraggly beard. You know, he's kind of balding, sort of chubby. He's kind of holding the robe clothes, and he's like, and he kind of staggers out, and he's like, What the fuck you making? You ain't Jim Bob and Billy.
No, hey, it's about fucking time you got up. Jim, Bob, and Jimmy are broke down the fucking road down here.
He runs back in.
And I want to try really fast to throw a knife at him.
All right, let's roll initiative.
Oh. Oh, shit. Good initiative this time.
Ooh, I didn't.
Got good initiative.
Oh, dang.
Ooh.
5. That is dismal.
I got a 16.
Damn.
I got a 10. I was about to say that's dismal, but
Well,
it
I
sounds like it's all right here.
I have a 10, a 10, and a D4, so I rolled a 6, 6, and a 4. So
Nice.
I'll take it.
I got a 9.
What about Megan?
I think it was a 5.
Yeah.
Not fast. All right, Alexander, you are first. Go ahead and throw a knife.
Okay, cool. How do I do that in this game? I have no idea.
It's agility plus. I believe there might be a ranged. Yeah, ranged weapons. Ranged.
Yeah, I have ranged weapons.
Agility plus ranged weapons. They might have like there could be a specialty, but maybe not.
Okay. Cool. I got a 8.
All right. Yeah, you see the knife. What knife were you throwing?
Just one of our regular throwing knives. Just trying to catch him in a leg, stop him from running.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, how do I do that?
I think it might be a D4 for a knife. I'm pretty sure it's a D4 for a knife.
Let's see. Is there I should have looked this up. I didn't know we were going to get into combat.
Page 67. A knife is a D2.
Well, all right. Just a straight up D2?
Thrown knife, D2 wounds. Yeah.
Okay.
So you add a D2 because the way it damages is you take whatever your target to hit number is, which is based on their either agility or their base defenses, which is 3, and then you take whatever you roll above that is basic damage, and then you add the die on top of that. So you've already done 5 damage.
Okay.
Plus an additional
+1.
Okay, so it's 6. It'll be 3 and 3. Ah, fuck! You succeed at that. That was at 16 and at 10, Des.
All right. Where did Alexander get him with the knife?
In the leg,
All right.
in the meaty part of the thigh.
That's right.
Ugh.
I'm going to pull the shotgun and tell him to stop moving. Not going to fire yet.
Okay, that's a really good idea. This is willpower plus influence, and you might have there's an intimidation specialty, but willpower plus influence, and he needs to make a resistance check
Ooh.
to not be intimidated.
Mhm.
Your target number is a 6.
Oh.
12.
Whoa! Y'all have a habit of throwing knives at a man and drawing a shotgun on a man in a robe?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't had a cup of coffee yet. Where's Jim Bob and Billy?
Waiting for AAA?
Juicer, hold up your arm.
Ew.
Jim Bob.
Hey, Cletus,
Jim
come on
Jim
out here.
Bob and Billy.
Cletus. And he's yelling at one of the other trailers.
Oh, crap. I'm going to.
Cletus
It's
probably
not my
drunk again. Actually, it's Juicer's turn.
I rolled a 9 for initiative. It's actually good.
You're so excited
All right.
about it.
I know. It's a tie for me. I'm gonna yell at him to, well, not yell, but I'm just gonna be big and intimidating and try to intimidate him into not saying anything else. My friend here will use this gun he's got pointed at you. So I suggest you say nothing else.
All right, so you can use, I know you're using your strength. Unless you have a high willpower, I'll let you choose. But I know you're using your muscles. You're a big dude.
Well,
And
I have intimidation. That was the intent, is to
right. But you use
Yeah.
intimidation, but then also your paired attribute. I'll give you, you can choose between strength and willpower.
Oh, strength.
Dez is being a little bit more. I mean, I think kind of Dez is like a guy who could turn on the influence. Like, you're more of a just look at me and what can happen kind of guy. So
Yeah. So strength and then intimidation of 4.
on top of your influence, so that's
Yeah.
that's a D10 then plus your
Okay.
strength.
So that's on the side. Will you roll properly, dice, please, and thank you. 10 and 10 is there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I haven't rolled dice in a while. That is an 18.
Oh my god, dude. That's almost a heroic success.
Impressive.
He holds his hands up. And his robe falls open, unfortunately.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Am I disappointed?
I don't know, are you?
Probably.
Roll perception.
are you just not impressed? All right, I think it's clear to move in now. So, start walking towards the trailer.
Are we still in combat rounds or?
We can come out of combat rounds unless specifically people want to do things in a combat round kind of thing. He's got a knife sticking out of his leg.
I want to reach down, pull the knife out, and then I'm just gonna reach down, just pull it out, and then walk into the trailer.
Ah, fuck! And he
I'm
kind of
gonna-
staggers in.
I'm gonna zip tie his hands behind his back just in case.
Ah,
I'm going to the
fuck.
I'm going to the fridge.
And
looking
as he
for beer.
says, "Fuck," I said nothing else.
Oh,
I'm looking for beer in the fridge.
Yeah, you find a couple cheap beers in the fridge. So it looks like he and one other person probably live here. The place is a pigsty. There is beer and pizza boxes and unwashed dishes and dirty clothes and
Meth lab, the norm.
yeah. You do see a shotgun sitting on the table there, and a bunch of shells laying on the table.
I want to take a couple shells and put them in my pocket.
Some drugs.
Don't need the gun, just need the shells.
All right, take the
I want
shells.
to take some drugs and put them in my pocket.
I'm gonna sneak around and try to look for Cletus if he's actually here.
Actually, I was about to say, when did we find any ID from the smears in the side of the road saying their names were Cletus?
Well,
No,
nobody-
it was Jim,
Jim,
Bob,
Bob,
and
and-
Billy.
Yeah.
Jim, Bob, and Billy.
Well,
Jim,
but
Bob, and Billy still in my.
There were
I
three
don't-
guys.
I don't recall. There were 4 guys that you
Or
guys
four-
killed
or
in the
four,
room.
yeah.
I don't recall that anybody said they checked IDs.
I did not check the
No.
ID.
Mm-mm.
I didn't care.
But if you'd like to spend some plot points to see if you remember what the idea said, you can.
I think it's worth it to spend a plot point. To get the
I'll
names
I'll
of the
I'll
deceased.
say a plot point per deceased.
I got 4 left.
Oh no. How about we just
You did not
interrogate
worth
the
it.
guy that we have here?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going. So I'm gonna pop the beer open and start drinking it, and then pocket a couple of those shotgun shells, and just kind of look around.
I'm
Des,
going to-
by the way, Des, you get a plot point for intimidating with the shotgun.
I am also actually going to use my trait of sharp sense hearing and hear the beer crack and ask Alexander to bring one out to me.
I snatch one. I guess there you go. It's cheap,
Yeah.
but it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Nothing
headed for the
tasty than
bedroom to
something
see if I
free.
can find Cletus.
So
You
we,
don't-
Trailer, so it's just one, probably just.
We don't know how close they are.
All right. So
so what's the other guy done that we zip tied and he's being very quiet?
He's probably afraid to talk.
yeah, he's kind of like lying on the
Good.
couch. Like there's like a couch there, and he's like his face is smashed into some dirty clothes, and there's kind of, blood sort of kind of spurting out his leg a little bit, but it's like not really like bleeding out like you might
Uh-oh.
expect. Like it definitely congealed a little quick.
Now, he was stabbed with a knife that was dipped in dead man's blood.
Hmm.
This is
So,
true.
Hmm.
But
and okay, so my first aid, I might. I
Well,
would
he's
notice
he's
that.
not a vampire. I mean, I'm just gonna
Right,
say it
yeah.
right now. He's not a vampire.
All right, so which one of us should put him to the question?
All of you just so as you say that, Megan, the all of you think, man, Jack Roberts was always good about putting somebody to the question.
Yeah, he was.
I could chain him to the bumper of my truck and drive him down the road.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Well, I
Well,
mean-
no, there's no need for any of that now.
Yeah,
Oh,
Devil's
There's no
Road.
need for that.
Where's
Megan's
Jim?
gonna-
Where's Jim Bob?
Don't
Well,
worry
he
about
can-
Jim
I'm
Bob.
sure he can sort all this out.
You're gonna sort it out.
Using Megan's medicine and first aid skills, she's going to go on ahead and just grab a hold of that wound, and just we need you to tell us how many people are here, including how many vampires are here, and if there's any hunters left alive. And we're not going to fuck around. We need you to tell us now.
Vampires? What are you talking about?
She just squeezes.
Ah!
I'm gonna start. Does he have any food in the cabinet?
Yeah, he's got some Doritos
Taking
and
I'm
like
taking them. They're going in the truck. I need road food for later.
there's a can of sardines.
I'm going to
those.
follow Megan's lead. I'm going to put the barrel of the shotgun against his ankle and ask him once again.
I'm gonna look outside because he was yelling for Cletus, and if he isn't one of those four, he might come out of that other trailer. So I'm gonna take the Doritos, go out by the truck, and kind of post up. Keep an eye on things.
All right, well, Dez is out. Oh wait, so Dez came in.
Dez is sticking with this dude.
He's got a shotgun on that guy's ankle.
Yep.
Yeah, and this isn't normally something Megan does, but there's definitely a rage in her eyes at this point.
Yep.
It's
And
that
I'm
shitty
exploring the
coffee
rest
you
of the
had.
trailer.
This is what you get for drinking Folgers.
All right, so
Grumpy.
Theodora, you are in the trailer or no?
Yeah, I'm looking around in the rest of the trailer for anybody else that might be in the building.
Who besides Alexander is outside of the trailer? Alexander, make me a hard alertness plus perception check.
Okay, so D10 and a D6, and nothing else adds to it.
Sight, if you have that as anything that adds sight.
Sight.
You know what? I'll give you your danger sense.
Okay.
Ooh, Spidey sense.
Oh, I'm in danger. I got a 2, a 9, and a 4, so that's
That's good
15.
enough. Yeah. So you go out there just to see what's up. If anybody else, anything else going on, and you see the trailer across on the other side, like you see the door. No, not the door. You see like the shades, like move a little bit.
Okay. I just kind of like nonchalantly just walk back into the trailer and go, "There's somebody in another trailer. They've seen us. Heads up."
All right, so we don't need this guy alive anymore.
Well, we
Wait,
might.
wait. I don't know what you're talking. Oh, what's going on here? Just hold up. Just hold on a second. I'm sure we can work all this out.
Well,
I mean, what are
since
you
you're
looking
talking,
for? What do you
tell
need?
us.
What do you need? I don't know what do you want here? I don't got any money. You can take my truck.
I need
okay.
That's
my
already
back.
done.
You can have my gun. I don't care about the gun. Just leave us be. We're just good, honest folk living out here in the woods.
You have paperwork on that truck?
Paperwork.
God damn it, rednecks.
Megan's gonna lean a little closer to him.
I'm gonna keep looking out the window, like keeping an eye on that other trailer, seeing what's going down while they do their thing.
And she grinds her teeth and just, I need my friend back, and that isn't happening. So I need you to tell me how many people are here. Or we don't need you anymore.
All right, so Theodora has the who has the walkies?
I've got one.
Megan has one of them.
All right, so both of you here in the walkies, like, yeah, they got Cletus. They got Jameis. They got Jameis in there. All right, and you hear an response. Well, don't do anything now. Wait, see what happens. We're dealing with it in the house.
Oh, crap.
All right, I'll stay in the house. Good boy, Cletus. You'll be rewarded. Now stay off the air. Got it, boss.
Wow.
I'm gonna take the keys to his truck, and whenever time is appropriate, because I know I'm kind of cutting in, so sorry about that, Gretchen.
No, do it.
I want to take the truck, and I want to try to sneak with stealth proficiency or specialization, and sneak over to his truck, and crank it up, and put it in gear, throw a brick on the pedal, and
Yes.
right at that other trailer.
Right, so before we do that, it's almost 10 o'clock. Shockingly, you guys are doing things I was not expecting. And things are moving
Yeah, when
along.
does that ever happen?
How did you not expect this?
Let's I mean, how do you all feel about stretching this into a second session? Like either maybe next week, or actually next week is good. If next week is good for you all, it's good for me.
Fine with that.
I don't
Should
got
be.
any.
Yeah.
And we can plan on next Tuesday. Is that okay with you, Greg?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's great.
If that works for everybody next Tuesday, then we'll do it. And if it comes up that you can't, just let us know. We'll figure out another day.
Next Tuesday at this time should be fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I don't want to rush this, and I don't there's some cool stuff still, and I don't want to it's getting late, and
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like we rushed to the end, because I think there's some really cool stuff
I'm
coming
trying
up
to figure out how to get a truck into the house, the other house.
You just drive that fucker straight on in.
Yeah.
Plan. I'm working on it.
We're gonna
Wouldn't that
keep
well?
repairing that truck.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
wow,
I used to.
I'm using his truck this time to ram stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
I
I
used to
gotta.
live in one of those trailers. They're flimsy as hell.
Oh yeah,
God.
for sure.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
You don't have to get
All right.
But thank you guys, though. This has been, I think, really good and really fun,
Great.
and I look forward to playing next week. And Dom, I hope you've enjoyed it. It seems like you have, and really glad to have you. And
I missed you all.
I know this has been. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like we all came back together, and it's like, I don't know. It's cool.
I
It makes
even
me
live
feel
here
really-
again. Come on.
I know. Well, hopefully Lincoln can get vaccinated really soon. They're talking about by maybe as early as next month, and then
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, Gretchen and we would be out doing stuff if it weren't for the kid, but he can't be vaccinated. So,
Mhm.
but once that happens, I think we'll be a little bit more open to
In
things.
person?
So,
Yeah.
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 But but I love you all, you guys. Thank you for thanks for playing, and we'll reconvene next week for part 2 of Carry On Jack Roberts, and we'll see where it all comes out together. So thanks you all.
I think it's going to get messy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna
Get real messy.
get
Yeah.
it's already messy.
Already
This is just
messy.
a Tuesday for us. Come on.
I know.
All right,